Hello, Figurama people, guys, gals, non-binary pals. It is Yo-Jo June, and so Hasbro just had their live stream on June 4th to show off a bunch of new G.I. Joe stuff. And since my channel has inadvertently changed into a completely G.I. Joe channel, mainly for budgeting reasons, okay? I'm a low budget right now, so I haven't been able to get some of the NECA stuff that I really want, okay? But I'm still buying some G.I. Joe, some Marvel Legends, some Ninja Turtles. I do have the Ninja Turtle 4-pack, not 4-pack. The Ninja Turtle pizza ones, the new cartoon turtles. I'm gonna unbox them soon. So there is stuff still going on behind the scenes. But anyways, let's go to Yo-Jo June. G.I. Joe Classified is my favorite line going on right now, based on me from when I was a kid. That's what I played with, G.I. Joe. And I've always wanted to do almost a weekly show where I just talk about, the toy news, video game news for the week that interests me. And so what better time to test that out than right now and go over the reveals from, the June 4th, 2024. If you're watching this 10 years from now, 2024. Hopefully I'm still alive then. But I want to go over each reveal from the stream and sort of give them my grade, whether I'm excited, not excited, whatever. Let's talk about it. Let's have a chat. Let me know, obviously, down below what you think of the different figures as we go through mine. My little head's going to jump around on the screen a little bit because I'm going to do some, live footage of the stream with, some renders and pictures and stuff is going to be going on all over the place. So let's give it a try and talk Joe. So the first figure they showed off, they started off with the digital renders, right? So digital renders are typically new figures that no one's ever seen before. These are they're not name reveals, but they're, the next step after that. After a name reveal, this is like, hey, this is a digital render. Final product may vary. And so the first one today was Saw Viper. And I actually did have a Saw Viper when I was a kid. And I Saw Viper was actually in the comic book. I remember, he got introduced in the comic book on a cover. He was like the main character, like, hey, this is Saw Viper. And so, when they first name dropped him, I was pretty excited. And, look at the render on the screen here. And there's a lot of stuff to like about him. Like, I definitely think he fits the aesthetic of, the old Saw Viper for sure. However, I must say he's not my absolute favorite of the show. I do like the color scheme and everything. I think he needs a little bit more accessories. He's got that gun with the chainsaw on it, which, is pretty cool. Gun with a chainsaw. Ooh, I mean, that's every boy's dream, right? But the chainsaw is barely longer than the muzzle of the gun. So I don't know, that doesn't make much sense to me. How you gonna chop something when the muzzle's in the way, And I would say his vest too. His vest too is very, very puffy. And that's the reason I didn't like the first Firefly, the Cobra Island Firefly. He had that ballistics vest on, or that, explosive vest on. And Saw Viper sort of has a pretty similar thing on. It just looks too big to me. It looks too puffy, too big. So to me, I am excited for Saw Viper. It's good to have a Viper that I had when I was a kid. But I'll need to see it in person. Right now, if I was going to give it a rating, I say this is like a C. This is like a C for me. And then next up on the digital render train was Dial Tone. And Dial Tone is definitely a fan favorite character. He had a huge part in the cartoon especially. And I don't remember if I had a Dial Tone when I was younger. I think I did. I think I had a Dial Tone. I remember the backpack, the curved over backpack. So I'm pretty sure I had a Dial Tone at one point. But Dial Tone looks pretty good. I definitely like the head sculpt. I like his, backpack. Looks like his classic backpack. He's got, a machine gun, which I kind of understand. I guess he needs a weapon. It looks like he maybe has more accessories than it seems. Because it looks like he's got like a walkie-talkie and a knife on his body. And to me, I think those might be removable pieces. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if they said it or not. So I definitely like him. I do think he looks a little bit plain. I'm maybe not a huge fan of the color scheme. Maybe he needs a little brightness in the color scheme a little bit. But overall, he's a classic character. I'm excited for him. He's got a good head sculpt. So I'd probably give him around a B in the excitement scale. A B. And then next up were the big ones. The big four of the show. These are the actual shots coming out soon. You could pre-order right now, essentially. And the first one was Alpine. Albert Alpine Pine. Yes, his name is Albert Pine. Alpine. But hey, he looks pretty cool. He looks very unique. He's got a lot of unique accessories. He's got a lot of climbing things. He's got a hook, which I don't think it's the same hook that came with Shipwreck. I do think it's a different hook. Some of his other accessories are reused for sure, but he does have a lot of unique sculpt work and unique accessories. The rope that goes around him, he's got a lot of, climbing gear on his sides and stuff. So they really went all out with him. His hat and his goggles are separate. He's got 2 machine guns, all the climbing stuff. Like I said, the action shots of him are so good, so good. So I'm definitely to for Alpine. But yeah, Alpine looks great, and he's got a lot of accessories on his body that you can actually take off. They said because they want you to be able to put him in vehicles and things like that. So they didn't want to limit him in that sense. So there's a lot of good design choices with Alpine for sure. So I'm going to give him an A. Oh, and then the tide turned. Everything was pretty good so far. And then it blew up. It blew my mind. Because one of my favorite G.I. Joes growing up was the gold helmet Destro with the half red cape and the sword and everything. The iron. When I was a kid, I called them the Iron Grenadiers, but I guess it's pronounced Grenadier because that's what they kept saying on the stream. So I'll go with Iron Grenadier, which sounds like a weird Italian like fizzy drink. But anyways, they showed off an Iron Grenadier bat and it looks amazing. The bat overall is one of my favorite figures in the classified series thus far. I've done a top 10 list, I've done a top 5 list back in the day. I might do an updated top 5 list this year sometime at some point. But anyways, I love the bats. I love the bats. I love the bats. I love the bats. All the bats. They're great. And this one is the best. It's gold. It's got that classic colors. It's the gold, the red, and the black from the Iron Grenadiers. And oh man, it looks so good. It looks so good. The chest plate on it is clear too, which I've seen people on Etsy selling clear chest plates, which I've debated getting before. I haven't gotten any. Sorry, Etsy seller. But this one actually does come with 2 of them. So they're interchangeable between the old bats too. So you buy a couple of these and you got, 4 clear chest plates for all your other bats too. But I mean, man, this thing looks so good with the gold and the red and the black. And it does come with the chainsaw. I know a lot of people, believe it or not, couldn't get the Arctic Bat. It was very hard to get at one point. And obviously, I did get one. And the chainsaw is his signature accessory. That's what makes him, right? And the chainsaw is back. And it's better than ever. But I mean, obviously, there's a lot of reuse here. It's the face from the Arctic Bat. It's the chainsaw from the Arctic Bat. And everything else is from the old bats. But just the color scheme, oh my gosh, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. This is an S tier figure for sure, S tier. And they didn't stop there. There was another Iron Grenadier figure, and it's actually Mr. Iron Grenadier himself, I guess. The trooper, just a generic like Iron Grenadier trooper. And he definitely looks pretty cool. He definitely fits the aesthetic of the line. I'm not a big fan of those knee pads. His knee pads look kind of weird. He's got that very much sort of shock trooper vibe to him, and he does look very close to the old rendition of the figure, obviously. The helmet is removable. Looks like he might have a new gun. He's got a unique sword and a sheath, because the best thing to bring to a gunfight are swords. But it continues all the awesome stuff from the Bat figure, especially the gold with the red accents, with the black. This one has even more contrast on him too, because he's got the light gray pants. Oh man, these Iron Grenadier figures are going to be so good. I can't wait to see what more they come out with, if they're really going to update all the old ones for sure. Where is Destro? He's got to have a cloth cape though. Cloth cape. I can't say that 3 times fast. So this figure is an A to me for sure. The Iron Grenadier, I love the Iron Grenadier. I love that whole storyline in the comic book when it was around, the Marvel comic book. And I just love the gold and the black and the red accents. Like, these are going to be some of my favorite figures in the series, I'm pretty sure. And this is definitely a good one. And then the last of the 4 they revealed for pre-order now stuff is Storm Shadow. And it's a version 2 Storm Shadow. Now, when I was growing up, I never had a version 1 Storm Shadow. This Storm Shadow is actually what I had. And this is his costume when he was a G.I. Joe. Because Storm Shadow was Cobra. He was a mercenary. He was G.I. Joe. He was Cobra. You know, he was G.I. Joe again. Like, he jumped around a lot. And this was sort of his redemption arc in the comic book. And I forget if he ever had this costume in the cartoon. I don't remember. But anyways, this was my Storm Shadow growing up. So I was excited for this. However, the first initial pictures, leaked pictures, before the fan stream, I saw a couple leaked pictures, just a couple. And the render of this Storm Shadow I actually did not like. I thought his proportions looked off and he looked goofy, like his arms were sticking out too far. So it made me think that, hey, can his arms not go into a neutral pose? It looks so goofy. But after seeing him sort of live there and seeing, you know, the pictures, the more pictures, the good pictures that like I can't do, I'm definitely more excited for this for sure. I do want to see it in person, I think. But again, nostalgia. This was my Storm Shadow growing up. And I love how they matched sort of his camo, you know, the Tetris block camo. They even mentioned that in the stream, to his original figure. I love little touches like that. He comes with some cool accessories, and it's not all 100% reuse. So again, I think I have to see it in person, but I did really like this. And it's mostly nostalgia talking, but you know, it is what it is. So I'll give him a B. And then they switch gears to the retro carded figures. And I don't collect a lot of the retro carded figures. If you watch the channel, I only have a couple of them. Scarlet was the big... I only have Scarlet, actually. I only have one. No, I have Duke. Sorry, I did. There's a video of that up there somewhere. Duke and Scarlet. The Scarlet's my favorite G.I. Joe heroine, so I had to get it. That retro figure is so good. It does make me want to get more retro figures. And the next one is going to be Stalker. And I'm really, really happy with the classified Stalker. Like, super happy with it. But this is pretty cool for those who want it. I really like the colors of this figure. They really made it pop, and they really made it look very, very close to the original Stalker figure in the line. So for the people that want this, it's amazing. Me, I'm good with the newer Stalker, but this is for people that want a retro version. There's nothing wrong with that. So Stalker, retro Stalker, I'm gonna give a B. Not that excited about it. I know someone is. I'm okay with the newer one. Oh boy, but the next retro carded figure. Oh, the retro Cobra Trooper. It looks really good. Again, the new classified version is one of my favorite figures in the whole line. I love the classified Cobra Trooper. I love it, love it, love it. Again, however, this looks so good. This looks so classic. It does look, you know, super close to the old, you know, original Cobra Troopers. So if that's your jam, then that's your jam. Again, I love the classified version, so maybe I won't get this, maybe I will. I don't know. I like to see things in person, so I'll see it in person. But it's a pretty ballin' rendition of the Cobra Trooper for sure. It's got a lot of different guns. Comes with the, you know, the classic laser sort of pistol gun that the cartoon had. The colors really popped. It's a removable helmet again. Oh man, it definitely looks good. I definitely get this. I would give this one an A for sure. Like, if I wasn't so happy with the classified version, the updated version, then I would 100% be on this for sure. All right, and the next retro reveal was Cobra Commander, Retro Cobra Commander. Now this is a super welcome addition to the line. I will probably get this. The classified version, the original classified version, I do like the updates and stuff, but this is so close to the original cartoon, so close. It's so nostalgic, and he looks so good. They made a big deal about his metallic face, and it does look good. It, you know, there's reflections. You can see your ugly face in his ugly face. But man, this is a good looking figure. It looks a little plain, but that's the way he looked. And I just love the classic silhouette, the helmet and everything. So this is an S rank for me. This is probably one of the retro figures I definitely will pick up, because, you know, I have Duke, Scarlet, and Duke has to fight somebody. So it might as well be Cobra Commander. So it's definitely, this is an S rank figure for sure. That metallic helmet, the, you know, the light blue touch, the shirt around his collar, everything about this figure is ballin'. The next couple things I'll put together, I'm not super excited about them. Like, I had a few Slaughters, or Mad Marauders, but when I was younger, Slaughters Marauders figures when I was younger. I think I had Mutt, a Slaughter's Marauder Mutt. I had the barbecue. There was a couple different ones that I had, not a lot of them. And I do like the color scheme for sure. The green, that, you know, the blue, the black, the dark green, and everything like that. So the next couple figures are just repaints. So one of them is the Lowlight and Spirit Iron Knife 2-pack. So it's a 2-pack. They come together. The big selling point behind this is they do have some new accessories, I believe. And, you know, Spirit has a different hawk, which they made a big point of, which makes sense, right? Give the line more animals. They do animals really good. I like animals. Start a zoo, a G.I. Joe zoo. So they're going to be a 2-pack that go together. Pulse exclusive. I hate buying stuff on Pulse, but it's okay, because I'm going to miss this figure anyways. So, you know, I think they look pretty good. I don't think they look the best. I'm not too excited for them, but they're for somebody. If they're for you, then let me know below how much you love them. But I would give them a C. So a C ranking in excitement for me. And then Sergeant Slaughter himself, which has some awesome accessories. He's got 2 90-pound dumbbells, which are pretty darn awesome. Boxing gloves, which are probably just reused from Big Boa. But if you did miss out on the first Sergeant Slaughter, this has almost the same accessories. He's got a little action figure of himself. He's, you know, obviously decoed to the Slaughter's Marauders color scheme. Comes with a machine gun, and he actually does come with a cloth duffel bag, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. It's the first soft good thing that I've seen in the classified line, except for the, you know, the anniversary guys like the Diver and the Trooper or whatever theirs were. I never got those. So I think Sergeant Slaughter is great, especially if you missed the first one. Again, if you like the Mad Marauders, then you're going to get it, right? So for me, he's like a C figure, right? I already have it, and I like my original more. And I'm not really collecting the repaints right now or anything. So, you know, it's a solid C for me. But again, if you missed out on the Sergeant Slaughter, it's great to have the opportunity to get another one. Then that led us into the grand finale, the thing that I didn't expect. Maybe there was a leak about it, but I didn't see anything about it. But it basically is a repaint of the Vamp. The Vamp that was, I believe it was Pulse exclusive not too long ago. It came with Clutch, the driver. Well, there's now a Cobra version, which is the 4-wheel drive Striker Night Attack version. But it's really good that they're doing repaints like this, because a lot of people missed Vamp. I missed Vamp because I didn't have the budget for it when it came out. So this is my opportunity to get another Vamp if I want it, but in Cobra colors. It comes with an exclusive driver, comes with a bunch of blast effects. It basically is reuse from the Vamp, but there's definitely some differences. The top has rocket launchers instead of a machine gun. There's actually fold down doors on the side where I believe the Vamp was just open. So make sure you wear your seatbelts. But there's a ton of cool stuff to love about this. I do like the bigger vehicles from G.I. Joe Classifieds. I don't have much of them, but they're pretty darn cool. And so the driver looks like to be a repaint of the Cobra Trooper. He's got a lot of the same accessories, and obviously he's just decoed to match the Striker. A lot of cool blast effects. Some of the blast effects are reused too from, you know, scrap iron, and, you know, some of the guns are reused. So this is almost all reused. There's almost not anything original in here, but it does look pretty awesome. And if you need a vehicle, if you want a vehicle, then this is maybe the vehicle for you, especially if you missed the Vamp. It's definitely cool that these exist for sure. I love the classified vehicles. I do wish the paint jobs were a little better on them. That's my big sticking point with a lot of action figures, is I like good paint jobs. And big vehicles never have hardly any paint on them. And that's the thing that, you know, makes me sad about the bigger vehicles sometimes. But what can you do? I'm me, you're you. And that was it. It was a pretty good show overall. They did one name reveal at the end, and I actually missed it. I had to rewind the video because I don't know, he slurred it, or he said it really quick or something like that. But I think it was Footloose. So Footloose, I definitely remember him from the comic book. So he's the name reveal. So eventually the next show they'll have a digital render of his feet running around. Or maybe I'm thinking of Crazy Legs. Am I thinking of Crazy Legs? Are they the same person? Are Crazy Legs and Footloose the same person? Someone tell me down below. Anyways, it was a pretty good show. I'm super excited for the Iron Grenadiers. I definitely want to see the Storm Shadow and the Saw Viper in person before I sort of pass judgment on them. But the Iron Grenadiers definitely made the show for me. Alpine looked fantastic too. So I'm super excited for, you know, the future of G.I. Joe Classified. It's still going on. Still looking good. Still gonna collect it. So stick around if you want me to do more videos like this. So that was Yojo June 2024. Thanks. Peace out.